And even if he's not at 100%, my God, Julio is just
I don't
a
want to see him at
grown
100%.
man beast. B-Mac, he missed practice time this week as he's recovering from a turf toe injury.
He didn't practice at all.
If you have ever had a turf toe injury, you know how painful that is. And that's not the only thing he's dealing with. The body is not exactly right. But Julio still went out against the Packers and played like he was 100%, catching 9 passes for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had that 73-yard catch and run where he just shoved 2 defenders off him like they were JV players and outraced everyone to the end zone with his 4.3 speed, despite the fact that he's got that turf toe injury. How impressed were you with the way Julio Jones performed in this game, given what he's dealing with?
I was super impressed. Impressed but not surprised.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you expect from elite players, right? Mm-hmm. That deal with something physically, but yet and still, when it's time to put their game cleats on, they show up. And I didn't necessarily see 180 yards,
right?
But what I saw a week ago when Dez Bryant just had his way against the Packers secondary, I said, number 11, they better have a heck of a game plan. They better put 2 people on him.
No, they did not do that.
Because if you don't, they lucky it's only 180.
Yeah, imagine if he was 100%.
Oh, my goodness. You remember what he did, 2 years ago in Green Bay? I don't know if that was a playoff game, but it was a regular season game.
I think it was a
280
game,
yards or something like that.
Real cold night game.
Man, this is the same guy that had 300 yards himself in one ball game.
This year,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised. And that was the Julio that he wasn't dealing with the turf toe at the time.
Right.
He's dealing with the turf toe. He still give you 180. 180. What turf toe? AB's my dog, Antonio Brown. I love him to death. But Julio, he got that number 1 spot when it comes to wide receivers.
What does Bill Belichick do to try and stop this man?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that. And I know we will dissect this later in the week, getting ready for the Super Bowl. I do not question Bill Belichick. One thing I know about Bill Belichick, based on what we saw today, taking Antonio out of the ball game, mm-hmm. I've been watching Bill Belichick for a long time, even when I was knee-high. Because you know why? I was a New York Giants fan growing up. And I can remember, I can't recall what Super Bowl it was, but it was 1990. Bill Belichick was the defensive coordinator under Bill Parcells. And the New York Giants were playing against the Buffalo Bills. And that's when that no-huddle offense just kind of took the league by storm. It was almost like the Wildcat effect. You remember when the Wildcat came into the league? No one had an answer for it. It was unstoppable. It took time for defensive coordinators to see it, time and time again, to rep it, to be able to stop it. That's the effect that no-huddle had on the league. Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Reed, these guys were unstoppable until they met the New York Giants led by Bill Belichick on the defensive side. And that no-huddle, what was the K-gun? The K-gun. That's the name of it, the K-gun.
Became James Lofton, Don Beebe.
Yeah,
I mean, that was...
The K-gun became K-BB gun. They were not a factor. Granted, Scott Norwood, he did miss the field goal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Belichick is a mastermind when it comes to preparing.
I have no question in my mind that it's going to be way more difficult for Julio Jones and Matt Ryan, that offense, to do what they have been doing against Bill Belichick with 2 weeks to prepare for Kyle Shanahan's offense.